map didn't rush. It held. Not a sprint, not a route. Something steadier, more unnerving. County by county, district by district. The third color kept showing up in places where consultants had sworn it wouldn't. The chatter thinned. The old certainty, that red and blue would swallow everything eventually, began to feel like a story people told themselves to stay calm. High above the arena floor, the emblem pulsed, a circle of light, patient as breathing. No anthem rolled, no confetti guns primed. The people who had come to shout found themselves whispering instead, as if the right thing to do before a first sunrise was listen. On screen, the producer, Ben Carter, scribbled a note and slid it to his anchor. Mark Jennings, his chrome smile gone, read it. The note was simple. We're running out of adjectives. Jennings nodded, squared himself to the camera, and reached for a word the network hadn't used in years. What we are witnessing tonight, he said, his voice finding a new, sober tone, is historic. It wasn't euphoria yet. It was recognition. The sensation of watching a door you were told was welded shut begin, impossibly, inexorably, to open. No one remembered to check the time. The hour lost shape. A child fell asleep on a parent's shoulder and was lifted so she wouldn't miss it if it happened. A pastor texted a single line to a congregation thread he almost never used. Be kind to each other tomorrow. A barback stopped mid-wipe and stared at a television as if it had started telling the truth. The arena did not erupt. It tightened. Thousands of people inhaled and did not exhale. A man near the rail gripped the metal so hard his knuckles went bloodless. A woman pressed a hand to her chest and then laughed at herself for doing it and didn't move it anyway. Lena Morales found she was gripping her own arm, her fingernails digging into her scrubs. The map ticked forward, unhurried, unafraid. The third color did not blink. Somewhere, an elevator door opened, and a cluster of advisors stepped into a hallway they had walked for decades and found it unfamiliar. Somewhere else, a college kid who had never believed adults when they said change takes time, watched it take seconds. On a quiet farm, a couple who had voted the same way every year of their lives sat in two chairs, not touching, not talking, and understood together that they would be telling their grandchildren about this night. Back in the arena, Vale lifted his eyes once, as if to find the ceiling, and then brought them back to the glowing continent. The emblem above him pulsed again, slow, steady. For the first time that evening, a murmur moved through the crowd that wasn't fear or hope, but something older, arrival. Nobody knew what would be said when someone finally spoke. Nobody knew who would speak first, but across a nation that had been ruled by noise, a quiet gathered like weather. History does not knock. It leans its weight against the hinge until the metal groans. And on that night, before anyone claimed victory, before a single number was final, the hinge moved, slowly, inexorably, and with a sound the whole world seemed to hear. The door was opening, and nothing would shut it again.